Exit Condition 1 Escape Room is one of those games where I kind of like looked at its history because it was out in early access for quite a while. And boy, you can see the progress the devs have made. It's gone from a bare bones game to a fully fresh escape room game. You wake up basically in a room where you have to escape from. Your only sort of companion is a robot that basically guides you along your way. You can also answer questions or ask sort of questions by looking at your risk thingy and basically clicking which response or question you want to ask. In a nutshell, there has been a malfunction somewhere on the ship and it's up to you to find it, guide yourself through different rooms and basically fix whichever problem it is and get the dodge out. But is it actually any good? Well, hit that subscribe button and let's find out. Exit Condition 1 is basically one of those escape room games, but it's kind of like mixed up because things aren't quite as they seem. And reality definitely is a bit skew-if here. To say the least, as I started this game, I kind of like got the hang of the physics. You move around, you do have full room scale so you can move around in real time as well, which is pretty cool. Or you can have locomotion, which is what I use mainly. Puzzles will be the order of the day in mostly everywhere you go within this game, with a little bit of kind of dancing or rhythm based bits as well. And I'll let you into a little secret, these are actually quite decent and I quite like the music. There's someone that I know. The puzzles can be taking you anywhere within these rooms, and these rooms aren't just a square. Normally they're like more than just one room. You can go up, down, or you can like bash in bits of the wall and more room appears. The main aim of most of the rooms is basically unlocking a door so you can go through the next section, and this is easier said than done. Some of these rooms I felt, and early on, really difficult to get my head around. There is no restart of section, and I should have guessed the fact that because of that, everything could be solved within what it is. But I missed a few things, and then I missed a few other things, and it all cascaded, and I restarted the game twice. Only to realistically find out that I didn't need to, and I just needed to look deeper within the game. But I felt that some of them weren't as obvious as I would have liked them to be. I don't want it to be blindingly, oh, this is so easy, but at least give me a chance to like figure something out, because some of them were a little bit too, you have to be in the developer's mindset. And whilst this was okay, because yeah, it took me a fair while to figure it all out, it just kind of like felt a little bit unfair at times.
But did this ruin your fun, Kanan?
No, I don't think it did, to be honest with you. Funny little voice. To be honest with you, there was a lot to do in this game. There are plenty of instruments to use, there are plenty of things to connect, there are plenty of things to fly. For example, there are drones that you can use to switch switches, and the actual controls of these are actually quite decent. You can use the hammer to smash holes in walls, revealing contactor things that need connecting to other contactor things. There are colour related puzzles that you have to solve, and if you get really stuck at any point, you can ask the computer thing for hints and tips, and there are plenty there. I just didn't find most of them helpful. And I will hang my head down in shame and say that I did look a few things up on the internet. Had I not, however, I probably wouldn't be reviewing the game right now. But was it fun to play? Yeah, I think it was actually quite good fun. The look of it was actually quite interesting. I did, as I said, look back at the previous versions and it's like night and day. This version, whilst not perfectly graphically, it's still pretty far from what it originally started out. And to be honest with you, the style isn't offensive. I do like the fact that it's voiced, and that is one of my pet peeves about certain games, is they're not voiced, but this one is. And the actual guy that voices the robot it's got a pretty cool voice, to be honest with you.
What a relief. A successful revival. Oh, what am I saying? It's been a while since I've talked to anyone.
I do wish I had a voice like his. Maybe I'd do better on YouTube if I did. All the other sounds are pretty basic, but I guess what else would you need for the escape room game?
Cool, blimey, Governor. What's the score?
Okay, so the score. I would say that I enjoyed playing this game, even though it was hard harder than I actually thought it would be, and I really had a tough time in some of the tasks. Although saying that and putting a escape room game down because it was too hard sounds a little bit harsh, doesn't it? So I'm not going to, as it controlled pretty well. I had no problem picking things up, even more so when you can use like this point at the object and it comes to your hand type thing, as long as you're close enough mechanic. And I do think that with the other dancing-ish type mode that splits up the game here and there, and that if you're into your escape room games and you're looking for something a little bit different to the normal ones, this could actually be a good alternative. So with all that in mind, I'm going to give Exit Condition 1 a pretty decent 7 out of 10. I will be going back to it. I kind of did enjoy it. I haven't quite completed it, but to be fair, it is a game that I want to go back and 100%. Subscribe! See ya!